Hello and welcome to the No Nonsense Mouse Sensitivity Guide that's gonna go over everything you need to know. Starting with your Windows mouse sensitivity that I'm only bringing up just to make sure that you don't touch it, because you shouldn't. You should have the slider in the middle and have mouse acceleration, aka point to precision, turned off. If you want to change the speed of your cursor, you should simply change the DPI of your mouse. And it's important to know the DPI of your mouse because it affects the speed of your cursor on the desktop, in the menus of Fortnite, and of course the inventory screen in game. But most importantly, the mouse sensitivity setting is based on your DPI. So with different DPI, you're gonna see different results. And using different DPI is totally fine. It's a preference. Mouse sensitivity is also a preference to a degree. If you go out of an ideal range, you're probably not gonna see the results you're hoping for, and you might even consider the game unplayable past with certain settings. Let's just say that. I use 800 DPI myself, and you can just simply calculate it if you use like different DPI. For example, I have 008 here. If you use 400 DPI, you can just type in 16, and that's just gonna be fine. And the ideal range with 800 DPI should be between like 0.08. That's more like for wrist players. This is a good starting point for wrist players. That means you put your hand on the table or mouse pad, hopefully, and you mainly use your wrist and to shoot and to move around. If you're more of a an arm player, you probably want to go down to 0.04 maybe, but you don't have to be so extreme about this, because unlike some games, you don't have to have one sensitivity, and that really matters because your first sensitivity is basically your running around, getting resources, and mainly shotgunning people in the face sensitivity. And why would you want slow or fast in the first place? That would be an excellent question. Well, fast gives you the ability to track players, and slow gives you more room for error. That's basically the short version of it. You need to be fast enough to actually hit your shots and track your targets, but if you're too fast, then your aim is gonna be jittery. You're gonna miss your shots, and you're gonna hit your shots sometimes. You're fast enough to keep up with your targets, but you're gonna miss your miss shots because your cursor is just too fast. And if your cursor is too slow, then most likely you feel like you can hit your shots, but there's gonna be shots you can't take, and you're gonna, in a way, miss your shots. You missed all the shots you never take, and that's kind of what is gonna happen there. And you might just not be able to keep up with targets. So it kind of matters to keep up with all the targets, and you can have a different sensitivity, like mouse ADS. That's the iron sight sensitivity for longer ranges. But that's just my setting. For example, we have other guys here, like popular streamers, like Ninja, for example. He uses 800 with 0.08, 0.6, and 0.4. That's a good place to start at as well. Again, it's gonna be a bit of a preference, but you should definitely have a decent starting point. Also, if you're coming from other games like CSGO or Overwatch, you can just transfer your sensitivity right here. Just like type it in, and it should give you a good place to start out. If you didn't play those games, and perhaps coming from another game, you can also use a kind of a trick. You can just log in that game, just start up a character, and just put your mouse to the far left of your mouse pad, and just move it to the far right, and just see how much your character has turned. It's the most effective round. Like, at least you have some objects around you to navigate. I would recommend the corner at least, and that should give you a good idea what kind of sensitivity you should use in Fortnite. And that's about it, guys. Tell me if you guys have further questions. And see you next time. Wish you the best.